The ocean is the Earth's largest ecosystem, covering over 70% of the planet's surface and home to an incredible diversity of life. It regulates our climate, provides oxygen, supports global food chains, and serves as a vital resource for billions of people. Yet, despite its immense importance, the ocean faces an escalating environmental crisis: trash dumping. What if trash dumping into the ocean not only continues but intensifies? What if we collectively treat the ocean as a limitless dumping ground? What would be the environmental, economic, social, and political consequences of such an action? This video will explore these questions in great depth, unraveling the complex and devastating impacts of ocean trash dumping. Let us begin by understanding the scope of the problem. Currently, it is estimated that approximately 8 million metric tons of plastic alone enter the oceans every year. This figure doesn't include other types of waste like metal, glass, hazardous chemicals, or organic waste. The trash originates mainly from land-based sources, improper waste disposal, littering, and inadequate waste management systems in urban, industrial, and rural areas. Rivers act as highways for waste, carrying debris from inland communities to the ocean. Coastal tourism, fishing, shipping, and maritime industries contribute additional amounts. Now, imagine a world where the rate of dumping drastically increases. Countries with weak environmental regulations openly discharge waste into the sea, ships discard garbage with impunity, industries dispose of hazardous materials directly into marine environments, and coastal communities, overwhelmed by waste, resort to ocean dumping as an easy solution. In this scenario, the volume of ocean-bound trash multiplies, floating garbage patches grow larger, toxic chemicals spread, and marine ecosystems collapse. The immediate consequence of this reckless dumping is the widespread contamination of marine habitats. Ocean life suffers from two primary forms of harm: physical and chemical. Physically, trash entangles animals, blocks their digestive tracts, and damages habitats. Chemically, toxins leach from plastics and other waste into water and accumulate in marine organisms, poisoning food webs. Species across the ocean are impacted. Sea turtles ingest plastic bags, mistaking them for jellyfish, their primary food source. This leads to intestinal blockage, starvation, and death. Seabirds consume microplastics floating on the ocean's surface, which accumulate in their bodies, causing reduced fertility and death. Large marine mammals, such as whales and dolphins, can become entangled in discarded fishing nets, resulting in injury, drowning, or starvation. Coral reefs, often referred to as the rainforests of the sea, face severe threats. Plastic waste physically damages corals, blocks sunlight necessary for photosynthesis, and promotes disease by harboring pathogens. Coral reefs support about 25% of all marine species and protect coastlines by absorbing wave energy. Their degradation translates to loss of biodiversity, reduced fish stocks, and increased vulnerability to storms and erosion. Microplastics, the tiny plastic particles less than 5 millimeters in diameter, pose an even greater danger. These particles are ubiquitous, found from surface waters to the deepest ocean trenches. They absorb toxic substances such as pesticides, heavy metals, and persistent organic pollutants. Marine animals ingest microplastics, mistaking them for food, and these toxins bioaccumulate, moving up the food chain to humans who consume seafood. Human health is directly threatened by this contamination. Studies show microplastics can cause inflammation, hormonal disruption, and potentially cancer in lab animals. While research on human impacts is ongoing, early evidence suggests serious risks from consuming contaminated seafood. Economically, ocean trash dumping leads to massive losses. Fisheries suffer as fish populations decline due to habitat destruction and poisoning. Communities reliant on fishing for livelihood face poverty and food insecurity. Tourism industries also experience downturns as polluted beaches repel visitors. The cost of cleaning marine debris falls on governments and taxpayers, diverting resources from other critical services. Shipping and maritime industries encounter operational hazards from debris. Floating trash damages vessels' hulls, clogs engines, and disrupts navigation. leading to increased repair costs, insurance premiums, and accidents. These increased costs can cascade through global trade, affecting economies worldwide. Furthermore, ocean trash dumping threatens the ocean's crucial role in climate regulation. Phytoplankton, microscopic organisms responsible for producing nearly half of the Earth's oxygen and absorbing vast amounts of carbon dioxide, are sensitive to pollutants and debris. Disruption of phytoplankton populations impairs carbon sequestration and oxygen production, worsening global warming and reducing air quality. Socially, ocean pollution disproportionately affects marginalized and indigenous coastal communities. These groups rely heavily on the ocean for food, culture, and livelihood. Pollution threatens their health, disrupts traditions, and exacerbates economic inequalities. Politically, ocean trash creates complex international challenges. Much of the ocean lies beyond national jurisdiction, governed by international laws such as the United Nations Convention on the Law of the Sea. Enforcing regulations against illegal dumping is difficult. Conflicting interests, weak governance, and lack of resources hamper effective management. Some nations might prioritize economic growth over environmental protection, leading to diplomatic tensions. The tragedy of the commons scenario looms large, where shared ocean resources are exploited and polluted because no single entity bears the full cost. Without coordinated global efforts, the situation worsens. To mitigate this crisis, global cooperation is essential. Treaties like MARPOL and initiatives such as the UN's Clean Seas campaign represent important steps but require stronger enforcement and broader participation. Technological innovation also offers solutions. Advances in waste collection, recycling, biodegradable materials, and ocean cleanup systems could reduce input and remove existing trash. Projects like the Ocean Cleanup use autonomous vessels and barriers to capture floating plastics. However, these technologies face challenges scaling and addressing microplastics. Prevention remains the most effective strategy. Reducing single-use plastics, improving waste management infrastructure, especially in developing countries, and promoting environmental education can significantly decrease trash entering oceans. Corporate responsibility plays a vital role. Companies are increasingly adopting sustainable packaging, circular economy principles, and take-back programs, but widespread systemic change is still needed. Public awareness and grassroots activism empower communities to protect local waters, influence policy, and drive change. In conclusion, if trash dumping into the ocean escalates unchecked, the environmental, economic, social, and political consequences would be catastrophic. Marine ecosystems would collapse, human health would be jeopardized, economies would suffer, and international relations could be strained. Our oceans are vital for life on Earth. Protecting them requires immediate, coordinated action involving governments, businesses, scientists, and individuals worldwide. The choices we make today will determine the health of the oceans and humanity's future for generations to come.